So Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida, has recently made headlines by flying illegal immigrants who are in Florida over to Martha's Vineyard, all the way. Where's that? Maine? It's in Maine, right?
I I actually don't know. It's not Massachusetts?
Oh, it's in Massachusetts. Sorry, I got it confused with somewhere the Bushes went. Okay, so it's in Massachusetts. It's where rich people are, clearly. Rich liberal people. I think it doesn't need to be said. I think he got this idea from Tucker Carlson.
Wait. They were saying that he was following the Texas governor's lead.
Yeah, yeah. The Texas government sent, I think he sent people to Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And
I mean, did the Texas governor get the idea from
he,
Tucker?
no, I think he came up with it.
Okay.
Greg
Okay.
Abbott did it first.
Okay.
So this is just one of those tips. And here's the beautiful thing. It's so tasty. Here's the beautiful thing about the ones that went to Washington D.C. Recently, the mayor of D.C. declared like some sort of crisis or emergency and said, "Oh man, our city, our systems cannot handle all this influx of illegal immigrants."
It's weird.
It's
I
like
thought I read that story about New York City because I thought Eric Adams was saying something about that.
he might have too, but I specifically read one about Bowser,
Okay.
the mayor of D.C.
Okay.
And of course, the based and logical response would be, "No shit, lady." But this is the type of stuff you're voting for to make border states deal with all the time. Like you can't deal with this influx, but you think that it should be okay to not have border controls and just let this influx happen into Texas, right? Yeah, that's what you think is okay. That's what you've been voting for. But now that you have to deal with it, oh, it's a crisis. It just shows that they're so incapable of remaining consistent on this issue, and it's so easy for them to virtue signal about how, oh, don't put kids in cages, don't do this, don't do that. It's like your border policies are racist. It's easy for you to say that when it's Texas's problem, right? When it's Florida's problem. It's so easy to say that. But when it's your problem, well, you can click on the link story. There's people, there's chats of Martha's Vineyard's residents. I don't know if it's next door or Facebook or something, where they're talking about what an emergency it is. Like, where will these people go? Whatever. And here's the hilarious thing: Ron DeSantis only sent 50 of them.
Yeah, it's only 50. Is there any indication that this will continue?
No,
Okay.
he probably just did it for like the headline, just to make a point, you know.
I mean, that makes
And
me kind of sad. I was hoping that
oh,
this would
you're
be
hoping that he would just like
a
deluge
sustained.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe he will. Maybe he will. He's pretty hardcore, that Ron DeSantis guy. So maybe he will keep doing it. It's only 50 right now, and they're they're anxious about, oh, where will these people go? Oh, this is a racist, or you're taking advantage of these people. Like you're kidnapping them. Oh, there's one lawsuit that said he's kidnapping them. Like kidnapping them. I'm sure they volunteered to go. Like he could. I'm pretty sure he didn't put them on a plane by gunpoint. And also, you know, Biden has been flying immigrants all around the country, like relocating them. You know,
Mhm.
what is different about the policy? Oh, the difference is he sent them to where all the liberal elites live. And you don't like that. Oh, okay. It's the typical NIMBY sort of attitude, right? Like, oh,
Yeah.
this is the moral good. This is what people should do. And by people, you mean not you. You mean people who are poorer than you, far, far away from you, who have to deal with the consequences of a lax border, be that strains on the social infrastructure, you know, the welfare infrastructure, be that increased crime from, you know, cartels, smuggling, whatever. When other people have to deal with that, it's fine. And if they complain about it, they're racist. But when you have to deal with 50 people, it's a political stunt. It's kidnapping. It's morally wrong. What all of these things they have to say about it.
Have I linked you that video before of it's I think there's a interviewer going around in Sweden asking people if they're willing to or if they support basically these Muslim immigrants.
Yeah,
And
refugees for them more like
and everybody, yeah, refugees, and everybody says yes, they support it.
right.
And then they bring out an actual Muslim
Right. It's like, can you house this person?
refugee. Yeah, and they say,
No.
"Can you house this
Bye.
person?"
It's
And
like,
not a
oh,
single one.
I had an appointment somewhere.
Yeah,
Bye.
it encapsulates it perfectly the way
Right.
it is.
Like, of
I
course
should try to
we should.
find the
Yeah.
video, and we can link that.
Yeah. Of course we should do this thing. But by we, I mean totally not me, but one
Yep.
of you.
Yep.
Like, okay. I think that sums it up perfectly. And what I think is so laughable is people like Gavin Newsom, because he wants to run for president. He had to make a statement about how Ron DeSantis was using them for politics or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, like Gavin Newsom has never done that. Like use people just for politics and for optics. Yeah, yeah, Gavin Newsom's never done that. Fucking idiot. So, but it's just hilarious to me that these fucking leftists won't just take their L. Because if I was in this, and you know what? I'm not going to pretend like I've never been a hypocrite about something. Of course, we all have about something or another. Sure, we have. I try to be as consistent as I can about most things, but people are human. So you're going to be a
Yeah.
hypocrite about some things sometimes. But when it's pointed out and proven in black and white that I'm being a hypocrite, you know what I do? I just take my L and I just be quiet. I'm just like, yeah, okay, you have a point. I don't necessarily even change my behavior or my point of view, but what can you really say? These stupid leftists like Gavin Newsom, they still got something to say. And that's the more irritating part to me. It's not even necessarily just their hypocrisy, but although that is irritating, their hypocrisy, but they're doubling down on it. It just makes me feel like either A, you're so stupid that you just think that, yeah, I can double down on it because I'm right. Or maybe you still think you're right. That makes me think you're just stupid. Or B, you think that everybody listening is stupid and you think that this is going to fly. Like you can come up with some sort of rebuttal or explanation to make us believe you're not a hypocrite about this.
Yeah, it's because it does fly, though. They do get away with it time and time again.
Right. So I don't know which one offends me more, that they're basically telling us that we're stupid. And maybe we are stupid, or some of us are stupid. Is that more disturbing, or is it their hypocrisy that's disturbing? I think that
I think it's the,
it's the latter.
yeah, it's
Because
the latter because
I don't think
corporate
Gavin Newsom is stupid.
media,
Yeah.
corporate media, big tech collusion, I think is
Right.
the disturbing thing.
They're just gonna force it down our throats,
Yeah.
So, have you read 1984? It's sort of like 1984. Have you read it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read it a long time ago.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if you
Yeah.
haven't read it recently. So it's just like so many things are happening these days that are happening these days. It's just, oh yeah, that's just like 1984 until it's just so scary, and you just think that the author Orwell had a time machine or something.
Right.
This is just basically like, countries telling you that Oceania has always been at war with East Asia, like, because, in 1984, there's only like 3 countries or something like that, or 4 countries, and they're just at war with each other. But then the wars switch, and the country that was your enemy at one point is now your ally, and you're supposed to think that this other country is the worst thing on earth. But then you're supposed to just forget that, wait, just yesterday they were our ally. What? It just flipped. But you're supposed to just buy it. You're just supposed to just eat it, right? And that's what Gavin Newsom wants. That's what these people want you to do. They just want you to forget what was happening the other day, and hey, this is just the way it is now. Just like they're trying to make you forget about what they said about vaccines. Like, oh no, we never said it would do all that. We only ever said that it was just gonna do a very limited amount. You guys are dummies for, yeah. Do you have video of us saying that? Well,
Oh wait, you do?
oh, you do? Well, we'll ban that off Twitter really quickly. You do have video? Banned. But see, do you have video of it? We never said it. See, we only ever said the vaccines would do so much. You guys are imagining that we said it would do everything, right? That's the same situation where they're like, we've always been at war with East Asia. We've always been at war with Oceania. You're just mistaken. You think that 2 years ago we were at war with someone else? No, you're wrong. That's what Gavin Newsom is doing to us, and That's what the mainstream media does to us. And some of us are stupid enough to just buy it. And the other group, they're smart enough to not buy it, but they get silenced. And that's just sort of where we're at, you know? And that's how you get stuff like Oceania was always at war with East Asia. It wasn't Eurasia or whatever last week. And I guess that's what's more offensive to me. That's people are stupid enough to buy it. There's a good chance Gavin Newsom's going to be president, by the way. I know you don't want to hear that. Yeah, I called it. I called it 2 years ago.
What's the percentage chance?
Maybe 20.
Okay.
But that's still pretty high. You have to admit.
That is pretty high, yeah.
He looks like a president at least. Maybe he'll get. Maybe the woke left will reject him because he's a tall, privileged white guy.
Mm-hmm.
Although.
But we all know. I mean,
It's
actually, yeah. The tall, privileged white guys are controlling.
Yeah, they're controlling it.
The woke
so
left.
the amount of diversity they let in on their side, it's for appearances, guys. It's for show. It's just enough that you're placated and that you think that you're running the show. You're not. That's what I gotta say. You're not. You guys have been duped. You're stupid.
Zuck and Fink.
Well, Zuck's not tall. At least we can always make fun of him for that.
That's true.
But he is white, and he is privileged, and he is powerful, and he's running it. He's one of the guys running it. He's also part of the Asian problem that we talked about earlier. You know, putting forth like non-attractive Asians. He's part of that problem too. So we are both in agreement that DeSantis is super based. Keep doing it. Expose these leftists as hypocrites, or at least expose what's really going on here. It's just, these people need to be called out. They need to it needs to be put in people's faces constantly.